Hello! It's a brand new year, it's great to be back, it's great to see you, and it's time once again for YouTuber news. Now, as you know, on this show we usually cover 2 or 3 news stories, but this week, and in fact this year so far, has been dominated by just one story. Just one story that is so insane, and so bad, and so multi-layered and multifaceted that it has absolutely dominated the news cycle, both in YouTube news and just in news in general. And so because this is such a one-of-a-kind, extremely awful story that has itself become lots of different sub-stories, I've decided to dedicate a whole episode to it. Can you guess which story it is? That's right, Thomas Sanders has got a brand new t-shirt. Now, what do we think about the shirt? Well, the colour's nice. Just kidding, it's Logan Paul. We're doing Logan Paul. Yeah, right off the bat, if you know anything about this Logan Paul story, you'll know that I'm going to have to touch upon some difficult subjects like suicide. So if that's something that affects you, you might want to turn off the video now or just watch with caution, because there's no getting around the fact that there are some very dark and serious subjects that pop up in this. So to begin with, let's take a dive into the video itself, the video that has caused all this uproar. It all begins with this place in Japan that is known in Japanese as the Sea of Trees, but it's also known colloquially as the Suicide Forest. Now, for a variety of reasons, social, historical, even environmental, this has become a place where people go to commit suicide or to contemplate committing suicide. Japan is a place that already has an extremely high suicide rate, and then this is a place on top of that where suicides are very concentrated. It's a place that's very well known, it's infamous in the local area, local people don't go there. In other words, it's not a tourist spot, okay? It's not a place you can just wander into. The only people who go there are people who are considering committing suicide, a handful of people who go there to try and talk people out of committing suicide, sort of Samaritans, and Logan Paul, who decided to go there to film a vlog. He's the stupidest man alive. Now, to call this a stupid move kind of undersells it, because it was more than stupidity that brought Logan to this place. Like I say, you don't end up at this place by accident. He knew where he was going, and he specifically went there with the intention of filming a video, which is worse than just being an idiot and stumbling across this place. He went there with clear intent, which is very sinister. I mean, it shows that he will do, it seems, literally anything for views, which is very negative, especially for someone who is known for having a very young and impressionable audience. Now, there was a fantastic and very widely shared Twitter thread by a user called @FlavorDays, who sort of explained the historical and social context behind the forest, sort of explaining how it became the place that it is. And one of the biggest takeaways from this thread was the fact that if you go there, you will come across a person who has died, right? This is a place where people go to take their life. The idea that you could wander through this forest and not come across someone who had taken their life is impossible. So when Logan Paul went into that forest, he did so knowing almost certainly that he was going to find someone who had recently died. And he did. He came across the body of a person who had recently taken their own life. They'd hanged themselves. Logan filmed the person's body, did not censor the body in the video. Logan put an image of the body in the thumbnail of the video. Also very badly censored it in the thumbnail. Only censored the top half of the person's body. You could clearly make out the body. You could clearly make out what was happening. There are almost countless layers to why this is a terrible thing to do. First of all, just on a human level, this is a human being who has died. In fact, a human being who has taken their own life. Treat them with some kind of respect or dignity. Don't film their body. That's so insanely disrespectful. That's possibly the most disrespectful thing you could do. This person had recently died. There's a very good chance that this person's family and loved ones are not even aware that they're dead. And you're in a forest filming their corpse and laughing about it. This was something that a lot of the Logan fans, the Logang, have been defending him about. Now, some people are saying it's nervous laughter because this is an unusual traumatic experience coming across a dead body. People process it in different ways. I would argue, hey, maybe just don't walk into a suicide forest in the first place, and then you don't have to worry about this at all, Logan. So just on a human empathy level, insanely horrible to do that. And then on top of that, you also have the YouTube angle. Believe it or not, YouTube does have rules about what you can and can't upload. It seems to forget quite often that it has rules, but it does have rules. It has terms of service. And filming footage of a recently deceased suicide victim is that again? Yeah, oh, it's actually against those rules. It's actually, yeah, no, it's actually very much against those rules. So you'd think YouTube, upon seeing this video, which is both called "We Found a Dead Body," which features a real dead body in the thumbnail, and which garnered millions of views, you think YouTube would have been pretty quick to say, Logan, take this down, or even just taking it down themselves. Or I guess at the very least restricting it, age restricting it, to make sure that, you know, young people, kids don't have to see, you know, troubling footage. But what they did actually, they did a really special thing that YouTube has been doing lately. It's this special tactic that they've sort of invented, and they've taken it from Twitter. It's very popular in the social media space, this new technique, and it's called doing nothing. It's called doing nothing at all. And what it is it's very good for profits, because it means you don't have to take any videos down. And basically you don't do anything at all, and the end. Yeah, YouTube didn't restrict the video, they didn't take the video down, the video went to #1 on the trending page. YouTube really couldn't have done more to help this video. In the end, it was Logan who took it down. It wasn't even YouTube who took it down, Logan took it down. And by the way, he didn't take it down because he suddenly remembered, wait a minute, this is psychopathically awful. He took it down because lots of people were yelling at him on social media, and he said, oh, I don't like being in trouble, I'm gonna take that video down. A video that I honestly thought was fine. It's the same with his video editor, who tweeted out once he started getting backlash. He apologized for this video, which he sat and edited for hours, and then made a thumbnail for. He did a post on social media that evening going, oh, that was a pretty weird video I edited. What is wrong with you? And the video editor, in his apology, he's incidentally taken his Twitter page down now. In his apology, he said that he was now sorry, which is such a telling phrase, because that means, no, you're not sorry, it means you're sorry you got caught. I mean, that is really the backbone of all of this, is that Logan Paul is very, very, very sorry that everyone's mad at him. I really don't think it's gone through his head yet exactly why this was bad. Now, of course, there was massive backlash to this video. Viewers, YouTubers alike, just joined hands in saying, what the hell is this? How is this appropriate? How has YouTube allowed this? And then from that has sprouted lots of other just equally frustrating news stories. For example, Nathan Zed, who's a popular YouTuber, made a video about Logan's video, explaining why it was wrong. In that video, he also urged his viewers to donate money to a Japanese suicide charity. It was a really nice video. It did not feature any footage of the body. It didn't even feature any swear words. YouTube restricted that video. Yep, they age restricted that video. The video encouraging people to give to charity, that was age restricted. The video in which Logan literally showed footage of a recently deceased person, never restricted, but a video of Nathan Zed talking about it, immediately restricted. And it stayed restricted for nearly 24 hours before Team YouTube finally broke their silence and tweeted him and explained why they had restricted the video. And their explanation was absolutely insane. They basically just said, whoops, didn't mean to. That was their excuse, they were like, yeah, no, that was a mistake. As if there's like a big button in YouTube HQ that says restrict, and one of them had just kind of accidentally leaned on it and it had just accidentally shot at Nathan's channel. As if we're gonna believe that you accidentally restricted that video. Clearly what has happened is YouTube freaked out after they failed to stop the original Logan video and then just restricted a whole bunch of videos that had the words Logan Paul suicide in the title. That's clearly what they've done. Because there's absolutely no legitimate reason for Nathan's video to be restricted, and it's ridiculous to think that a company as big as YouTube could just accidentally restrict a video like that. Unless they have no idea what they're doing, which would actually explain... I'd actually explain everything. YouTube, doing the wrong things at the wrong time. And let's take a step back and look at the context for all of this, by the way. We've got the last year, 2017, where YouTube was really quite fiercely restricting videos, you know, taking ads off most videos that YouTubers upload, you know, demonetizing left, right, and center because they thought things were inappropriate. You know, very innocent, like LGBT videos were being restricted. They have really been swinging the old demonetization hammer pretty heavily. And then this Logan Paul video, which, once again, I will remind you, contains liberal footage of a dead person's body. Not a single ban. But actually, I tell a lie to say that YouTube has done nothing, because they have done one thing. According to the Huffington Post, who did manage to get hold of YouTube, YouTube has given Logan a strike. Now, for those of you who are unaware, YouTube does have a strike policy. This is when you do something bad, YouTube gives you a strike. It's kind of like school. The problem is this strike system is unbelievably weak. One strike is sort of like a slap on the wrist. If you get 2 strikes, it's something like a 2-week ban from uploading videos. The only way you can have your channel shut down entirely, like have your account suspended, is if you do 3 strikes within 3 months. Now, Logan Paul filming a dead body got 1 strike. That was just a single strike. So in order for Logan's channel to be taken off YouTube, he's gonna have to do this at least twice more. We're at a point now where you ask, how do you get banned from YouTube? The answer is 3 dead bodies. That's how you get banned from YouTube. You have to film at least 3 dead people. Now the story goes on, because of course it does, bad things never end. There's a few extra little fun details to note about this story. Firstly, Logan Paul's subscribers have only gone up since he posted the video. He saw a huge spike in subscribers after the scandal, so great, wonderful. Little pro tip there to up and coming YouTubers, just do horrible things and you'll get a bunch of subscribers. Secondly, some of Logan's fans, the Low Gang, have been mishandling the situation. Fans have been defending him really quite virulently, which is strange because he himself has apologized for this and said blankly that it's wrong. So to defend him at this point seems very strange. Even he's saying that it's bad. There's really nothing left to defend. A Japanese-American YouTuber by the name of Rena Scully made a video talking about the forest and Logan's video and why it was wrong. Members of the Low Gang then started racially attacking her. Just in case you're wondering if we could add more layers of awfulness to this awfulness sandwich. Jeffree Star also spoke about this issue. He then started getting homophobic insults from the Low Gang. Look, can we just stop for a second? This was bad, okay? There's not a debate here. This isn't a good people on both sides. Few things are. Logan Paul did an awful thing. If you are a member of his fandom, I appreciate that this is difficult for you. I do. Because this is someone that you really like. This is someone that you've invested your time and effort and perhaps emotions in. But you need to understand, if you're a hardcore Logan Paul fan, okay? You are the ones, most of all, that he has betrayed by doing this. Do you see? You're attacking other people for criticizing him. He has betrayed you. You put your trust in him to make videos that you would enjoy, to make videos that are, you know, just fun or at least appropriate. He has betrayed that trust. So, you know, don't be mad at people who are calling him out. Be mad at him because you deserve better. That's what this is honestly about. You deserve better than what he is giving you. So all in all, a really horrible story. Logan will suffer almost no consequences from this, and in 6 months' time, he'll be just, what am I talking about? In about 6 days' time, he'll be carrying on as normal, as if nothing happened, no lessons will be learned, and we'll all just continue going on until eventually most YouTubers leave YouTube for Twitch or a similar service, and then that will become the terrible place, and the cycle will continue, but all the while, in the background, just quietly, in a little corner, you got your Dirty Clarks, you got your Thomas Sanders, you got your Lily Sings, just plodding along, being good people, making nice videos, doing right by their fans, and ultimately, it's the only thing that keeps YouTube going. Well, what a depressing episode of YouTuber News, but I hope you found it at least a little bit informative. I would love to hear your thoughts about the topic, and in fact, why don't we pop over to the question of the week. That was some lovely question of the week fan art there from Twitter user @Everstock2. Thank you so much for sending that in, it's really pretty. I think I might just use it every week. It's very nice. This week's question of the week is a serious one. Usually I ask a silly question. This week I've got a real question. What do you think should happen to Logan Paul? What do you think YouTube should do to Logan Paul? Do you think they should punish him? Do you think that he has suffered enough? What do you think should be the next step for Logan Paul? Or for any creator moving forward who acts in a way like this? What do you think should happen? I'd love to hear your thoughts. Thank you so much for watching YouTuber News. I'll be back next week, as always, on Friday. If you've enjoyed this episode, if you could do me a quick favor and hit like. Only if you've enjoyed the episode. It helps us out immeasurably. It helps with all the stats and the behind the scenes stuff on the videos. So a like would be appreciated. Don't forget, the best way to get YouTuber news delivered to you the second it comes out is to hit subscribe. And on this channel, we don't just do YouTuber news, we do all kinds of videos to do with YouTubers, everything you could possibly want. So if you're into YouTube or the internet in general, this channel's for you. Hit subscribe. But thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next week. Have a great weekend.